All right, let's talk about something every traveler needs to know. Huge changes are coming to your air passenger rights in the EU starting in 2026. So, if you think you know the rules for getting compensated for a flight delay, well, get ready because that whole rulebook is about to be completely rewritten. For as long as we can remember, right, the 3-hour delay has been that magic number for getting some cash back. But from 2026, that match mark, poof, it's gone. This means that pretty much everything you've learned about getting money back from the airlines is about to be out of date. But don't you worry, that's exactly why we're here, to get you ready. Okay, so let's get right into it. The most fundamental change, the one that affects everything else, is the delay time itself. The EU is completely overhauling the time limits that trigger your right to cash compensation. Honestly, this is the absolute core of the new legislation. Now just look at the difference here. We're moving from a pretty simple one-size-fits-all 3-hour rule to a much higher, more complicated system. Now, airlines have been pushing for this for a while, saying the old rule just wasn't sustainable. But for you, the passenger, it means one simple thing. You're going to have to wait longer to qualify for that cash. So here's how it actually breaks down. For any flight inside the EU or any flight up to 3,500 kilometers, you now have to be delayed at least 4 hours. If you are, you can get €300. But for those long-haul flights, anything over 3,500 kilometers, the wait is even longer. You're looking at a 6-hour delay to get €500. And yep, you read that right, the old €600 compensation for the longest delays, that's gone. It's now capped at 500. But listen, cash compensation isn't the only thing you're entitled to. And this is so important. Your right to care kicks in much, much earlier than your right to cash. These are the things you can and absolutely should demand while you're actually stuck at the airport. This timeline here perfectly lays out your right to care. For short flights, after just 2 hours, the airline owes you food, drinks, and a way to communicate, like a couple of phone calls. After 4 hours, that same rule applies to all flights, no matter the distance. Now, if the delay hits the 5-hour mark, you get a choice. You can just abandon your trip and demand a full refund for your ticket. And if you get stuck overnight, they have to put you up in a hotel and pay for the transport to get you there and back. Just remember, keep your receipts for everything they don't give you on the spot. You can claim it all back. And here is a fantastic new protection. I mean, we've all heard those absolute horror stories of people being stuck on a plane on the tarmac for hours and hours. Well, the 2026 rules are finally putting a stop to that. They set legal time limits and force airlines to take care of you with water and food even when you're stuck on board. You know, knowing your rights is one thing, but actually getting what you're owed is a whole different ballgame. The burden of proof is still on you, the passenger. So let's walk through exactly how to build a case that is basically rejection-proof. These 4 steps right here, this is your immediate action plan the second you realize you're delayed. They seem so simple, but I promise you, they are absolutely critical. A photo of the departure board is your proof. Asking staff for the exact reason for the delay stops the airline from just making up an extraordinary circumstance later on. And if they're being vague, just write down their exact words. And that last point, oh, that is the most important detail of all, as you're about to see. I want you to think of yourself as a detective building a case file. Your boarding pass, every single receipt, screenshots of emails or texts from the airline, every piece of paper or digital proof just makes your position stronger and makes it so much harder for the airline to say no. Okay, this right here, this is the one detail that wins cases. The airline might try to tell you that you landed 3 hours and 55 minutes late, just missing that new 4-hour window. But the clock doesn't stop when the wheels touch the ground. It stops the second a door opens. That time you spend taxiing on the runway can easily add another 10, 15, even 20 minutes, and that little difference can be worth hundreds of euros. So always note the time a door actually opens.
So yeah, the delay times are getting longer. That's a bummer. But the 2026 reform gives passengers an incredibly powerful new tool in exchange, a weapon that ends the single most frustrating part of making a claim, the endless, soul-crushing waiting.
60. Just remember this number, 60. This is about to be your new best friend. It represents the end of airlines just ignoring your emails and hoping you'll get tired and just give up.
That's right. The new law imposes a strict 2-month deadline, 60 days. From the moment you send in your written claim, a legal countdown clock starts ticking. The days of being left in limbo for 6 months or even a year, they are officially over.
And this is your new plan of attack. You submit your claim, that's day 0. Then you set a reminder on your phone. If, on day 61, you don't have a final resolution and the money in your account, you stop dealing with the airline completely. You take that evidence bundle we talked about directly to the European Consumer Center, and they will go after the airline for you for free. This is your leverage.
So, let's bring all of this together. The whole game has changed. It's definitely a trade-off, but it's one that you can absolutely 100% use to your advantage, if you're prepared. And really, this is the ultimate takeaway. Yes, the bar for getting compensation is higher, but your power to actually enforce your rights has grown immensely. Airlines can't hide behind silence and endless delays anymore. This new era of mandatory transparency and firm deadlines puts the power squarely in your hands, the prepared traveler. So, the choice is now yours. With everything you now know, you are no longer just a passive passenger waiting at the gate. You're an informed consumer, and you are equipped with the rules, the strategy, and the deadlines to claim exactly what you are owed. Safe travels!